Hello, Petal. How are you doing? How are things? How's everything going? As ever, if you want to hit that notifications bell, hit the like button if you enjoy it, share, subscribe, la-di-da, and all that sort of malarkey. So, got my computer fixed. Had to put in a fan that looked like a massive engine, which was really awesome. Give it a couple of tweakies, give it a little pat on the head, change some settings in my computer. So apparently, at one point, this is what I've ascertained, there must have been a bit of a catastrophic thing going on. So it throttled itself back to the absolute minimum, and that's why everything was struggling so much. So I'm quite chuffed that that's fixed now, because it's going zippy zoom zooms like it used to. So I'm happy with that. That's a success. I'm sorry to put that as the first thing I'm telling you about today, but I thought it was a very positive thing. Likewise positive, everybody's doing well here in the cat flap. Everybody's doing great, which is good. Bolt has improved exponentially. It's still day by day, but he's doing really well, so I'm really chuffed about that. Let me know how you're doing. I know it's not as regular right now, and I'm trying to get back to it. See, this is only 5 days. It's not 15 days, so that is already a net 10-day improvement. So yay, happy days. As you can probably hear, my voice is still struggling from the pollen of summer, but we shall get over this, because I will be starting to use my humidifier. What else can I tell you that isn't a kind of waffle or a whinge? I've been stripping wallpaper. That's been interesting. Yeah, it's that easy tear stuff, so basically it just comes off by looking at it, kinda, in places, you know what they say though, house is never done, is it? And yeah, so we do our best and we keep going and we face these challenges and go rah and stuff. Right, my lovely beans, we're going to do chapter 6 of the wonderful Another Fine Myth by our delightful Mr. Aspirin. Chapter 6. Attention to detail is the watchword for gleaning information from an unsuspecting witness. Inspector Clouseau. Actually, I should really do that as Inspector Clouseau, shouldn't I? I'm not very good at this, so attention to detail is the watchword for gleaning information from an unsuspecting witness. Now, I preferred it the way I did it the first time. Anyway, the warrior's terror did not immobilize him long. In fact, it didn't immobilize him at all. No sooner did he make his discovery than he took action. Strangely enough, the action was to lean back in his saddle and begin rummaging frantically through one of his saddlebags, a precarious position at best. Apparently I was not the only one to notice the instability of this pause. Aahz sprang forward with a yell, waving his arms in the unicorn's face. Being a reasonable creature, the unicorn reared and bolted, dumping the warrior on his head. "By the gods!" he bellowed, trying to untangle himself from the ungraceful heap of arms and weapons. "I've killed men for less!" I decided that if his threat was to be avoided, I should take a personal hand in the matter. Reaching out with my mind, I seized a fist-sized rock and propelled it forcefully against his unhelmeted brow. The man went down like a poor lax steer. For a long moment, Aahz and I considered the fallen man, catching our breath. "Relax, Skeeve. This'll be easy, Skeeve. Trust me, Skeeve." Boy, Aahz, when you miss a call, you don't do it small, do you?
"Shut up, I said, shut up, kid."
He was rummaging through his pouch again. Narrators know that sounds funny. I don't want to shut up. I want to know what happened to the foolproof spell you taught me.
I was kind of wondering that myself.
He had produced the mirror again and was peering into it.
"Tell you what, kid, check his aura and watch for anything unusual."
"Shut up, kid. Check his aura, kid." You'd think I was some kind of, hey!
"What is it?"
"His aura. It's a sort of reddish yellow, except there's a blue patch on his chest."
I thought so."
Aahz was across the clearing in a bound, crouching at the fallen man like a beast of prey.
Look at this."
On a thong around the man's neck was a crude silver charm depicting a salamander with one eye in the centre of its forehead. What is it?
I'm not sure, but I've got a hunch Now play along with me on this. I want you to improve the shape warp spell.
What spell?
Come on, kid, wake up! The spell that's changing my face.
That's what I mean. What spell?
Now look, kid. Don't give me a lot of back talk. Just do it. He'll be waking up soon.
With a sigh, I shut my eyes and set about the seemingly pointless task. It was easier this time, imagining Garkin's face, then melting away the features until Oz's face was leering at me in my mind's eye. I opened my eyes and looked at Aahz. He looked like Aahz. Terrific. Now what? As if in answer, the warrior groaned and sat up. He shook his head as if to clear it and opened his eyes. His gaze fell on Aahz, whereupon he blinked, looked again, and reached for his sword, only to find it missing. Also missing were his dagger and hand axe. There it is. Now, why didn't you just say hatchet? I digress. Apparently, Aahz had not been idle while I was removing the spell.
Aahz spoke first. Relax, stranger. Things are not as they seem.
The man sprang to his feet and struck a fighting stance, fists clenched.
Beware, demon, he intoned hollowly. I am not without defences. Oh, yeah? Name 3. But like I said, relax. First of all, I'm not a demon. Know you, demon, that this charm enables me to look through any spells and see you as you really are.
So that was it.
My confidence in my powers came back with a rush. Friend, though you may not believe me, the sight of that talisman fills me with joy, for it enables me to prove what I am about to tell you. Do not waste your lies on me. Your disguise is penetrated. No, it's not penetrated. You are a demon. Right, could you do me one little favour?
Aahz leisurely sat cross-legged on the ground.
Could you take the charm off for a minute? Take it off?
For a moment the man was puzzled, but he quickly rallied his forces.
Nay, demon, you seek to trick me into removing my charm that you might kill me. Look, dummy, if we wanted to kill you, we could have done it while you were knocked out cold.
For the first time the man seemed doubtful.
That is indeed a fact. Then could you humour me for a moment and take the charm off?
The warrior hesitated, then slowly removed the charm. He looked hard at Aahz and scowled.
That's strange. You still look like a demon. Correct. Now, let me ask you a question. Am I correct in assuming from your words you have some knowledge of demons? I have been a demon hunter for over 15 years now, he declared proudly. Oh, yeah?
For a minute I was afraid Aahz was going to blow the whole gambit, but he got himself back under control and continued.
Then I said, tell me, friend, in your long experience with demons, have you ever met one who actually looked like a demon? Of course not. They always use their magic to disguise themselves.
Felt like he knew about demons.
Then that should prove my point. What point?
I thought for a moment Aahz was going to take him by the shoulders and shake him. It occurred to me that perhaps Aahz's subtleties were lost on this world. Let me try, Aahz. Look, sir, what he's trying to say is that if he were a demon, he wouldn't look like a demon, but he does, so he isn't.
Oh,
said the man with sudden understanding.
Now you've lost me,
grumbled Aahz.
But if you aren't a demon, why do you look like one?
Aahz sighed.
Therein lies the story. You see, I am accursed. Accursed? Yeah, you see, I'm a demon hunter like yourself. A rather successful one, actually. Established quite a name. I said I established quite a name for myself in the field. I never heard of you, grumbled the man.
Well, we've never heard of you either, I chimed in.
You don't even know my name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I remembered my manners. I'm Skeeve, and this demon hunter is Aahz.
Pleased to meet you. I am known as Quigley. If I I said if I could continue.
Sorry, Aahz.
As I was saying, I said as I was saying, I had achieved a certain renown among the demons due to my unprecedented success. At times it was rather bothersome, so as when it was learned I was coming, most demons would either flee the territory or kill themselves. Does he always brag this much?
He's just getting started.
Anyway, one day I was closing with a demon, a particularly ugly brood, when he startled me by addressing me by name. Aahz, says he, before you strike, you should know your career is at an end. Of course, I laughed at him, for I had slain demons more fierce than he, sometimes in pairs. Laugh if you will, I said, laugh if you will, he boomed, but a conclave of demons empowered me to deal with you. Whether you kill me or not, you are doomed to suffer the same end you have visited on so many of us. I killed him, of course. I said I killed him, of course, assuming he was bluffing, but my life has not been the same ever since. Why not? Because of the curse. When I returned to my horse, my faithful squire here took one look at me and fainted dead away.
I did no such thing. I mean, it was the heat.
Of course, Skeeve.
Aahz winked slyly at Quigley.
At any rate, I soon discovered to my horror that the demon had worked a spell on me before he expired, causing me to take on the appearance of a demon to all who beheld me. Fiendish, clever, but fiendish. You see the subtlety of their plan. That is, I, fiercest of demon hunters, am now hunted in turn by my fellow humans. I'm forced to hide. I said I am forced to hide, like an animal, with only my son here for companionship.
I thought you said he was your squire.
That too. Oh, the irony of it all.
Gee, that's tough. I wish I could do something to help.
Maybe you can.
Aahz smiled winningly. Quigley recoiled. I found it reassuring that someone else shared my reaction to Aahz's smile.
How? I mean, I'm just a demon hunter. Precisely how you might be over systems. You see, at the moment we happen to have several demons following us. It occurs to me we might be of mutual service to each other. We can provide you with targets, and you in turn can rid us of a bloody nuisance.
They're bloody? Quigley was horrified.
Just an expression. Well, what do you say? Is it a deal?
I don't know. I'm already on a mission, and I don't usually take on a new job until the last one's complete. The misinformed might think I was quitting or had been scared off or something. That sort of thing is bad for the reputation.
It'll be no trouble at all. Aahz persisted. It's not like you'll have to go out of your way. Just wait right here and they'll be along.
Why are they following you anyway?
A vile magician sent them after us, after I was foolish enough to seek his aid. The curse, you know.
Of course. Wait a minute. Was that magician's name Garkin, by any chance?
As a matter of fact, it was. Why, do you know him?
Why, he's my mission. That's the man I'm going to kill. Why? I interrupted. Garkin's no demon.
But he consorts with demons, lad.
Aahz scowled warningly at me.
That's enough for any demon hunter. Right, Quigley?
Right. Remember that, lad. I nodded vigorously at them, feeling suddenly very nervous about this whole encounter.
Where did you hear about Garkin anyway, Quigley?
Aahz asked casually.
Strange enough, from an innkeeper. Istvan, I think he said his name was. Bit strange, but a sincere enough fellow.
About 3 weeks' ride back. But we were talking about your problem. Why did he send demons after you?
Well, as I said, I sought him out to try and get him to remove my curse. What I did not realize was that he was actually in league with demons himself. He had heard of me and flatly refused me aid. What is more, after we left, he set some of his demons on our trail.
I see. How many of them did you say there were?
Just 2,
Aahz assured him.
We've caught glimpses of them occasionally. Very well, concluded quickly. I'll do it. I'll assist you in your battle. That's fine, except for one thing. We won't be there. Why not? I should think that as a demon hunter you'd welcome the chance once the odds were even. If I were here, there would be no fight, Aahz stated grandly. As I have said, I have a certain reputation among demons. If they saw me here, they would simply flee. I frankly find that hard to believe, commented quickly. I was inclined to agree with him, but kept my silence. Well, I must admit their fear of my charmed sword has a bit to do with their reluctance to do battle. Charmed sword? Yes. Aahz patted the sword at his side. This weapon once belonged to the famous demon hunter, Alphonse de Clario. Never heard of him. Never heard of him? Are you sure you're a demon hunter? Why, the man killed over 200 demons with his sword. They say it's charmed such that whoever wields it cannot be killed by a demon. And how did he die? Knifed by an exotic dancer. Terrible business. Yes, they're nasty that way. But what about the sword? Does it work? It works as well as any sword. A little point heavy, maybe, but... No, I mean the charm. Does it work? I can testify I haven't been killed by demons since I started using it. And demons actually recognize it and flee from its owner. Exactly. Of course, I haven't had occasion to use it for years. Been too busy trying to get this curse removed. Sometimes I've thought about selling it, but if I ever get back into business, it will be a big help in, re-establishing my reputation. I said my reputation. I suddenly realised what Aahz was up to. Quickly rose to the bait like a hungry pike turtle. He said. Tell you what, just give hand to a fellow demon hunter who's down on his luck. I'll take it off your hands for 5 gold pieces. 5 gold pieces? I said 5 gold pieces. You must be joking. I paid 300 for it. Couldn't possibly let it go for less than 200. Oh well, that counts me out. I only have about 50 gold pieces on me. 50? Yes, I never travel with more than... But then again, times have been hard, and seeing as how you would be using it to do battle against the fiends who put the curse on me, yeah, I think I could let you have it for 50 gold pieces. But that's all the money I have. Yes, but what good is a fat purse if you're torn asunder by a demon? I say torn asunder by a demon. True enough. Let me see it. He took the blade and hefted, giving it a few experimental swings. Crummy balance, he grimaced. You get used to it. Lousy steel, he declared, squinting at the blade. Nice edge on it, though. Well, my trainer always told me, if you take care of your sword, it will take care of you. We must have had the same trainer. The two of them smiled at each other. I felt slightly ill. Still, I don't know, 50 pieces of gold is a lot. Just look at those stones and the handle. I did. They're fake. Aha! They're made to look fake. It hides their value. Sure did a nice job. What kind of stones are they? Blarney stones. Blarney stones? Yeah, they're said to ensure your popularity with the ladies, if you know what I mean. But 50 gold pieces is all the money I have. And tell you what, make it 45 gold pieces and throw in your sword. My sword? Of course, this beauty will take care of you, and your sword will keep my squire and I from being defenseless in this heathen land. That seems fair enough. Yes, I believe you have made a deal, my friend. They shook hands ceremoniously and began effecting the trade. I seized the opportunity to interrupt. Gee, it's a shame we have to part so soon. Why so soon? The warrior was puzzled. No need to rush off, Aahz assured him, giving me a solid elbow in the ribs. But Aahz, we wanted to travel more before sundown and quickly has to prepare for a battle. What preparations? Asked quickly.
Your unicorn, I continued doggedly. Don't you want to catch your unicorn?
My unicorn? All of my armour is on that animal. Surely it won't wander far, Aahz growled. There are bandits about who would like nothing better than to get their hands on a good war unicorn. Quickly heaved himself to his feet. And I want him at my side to help me fight the demons. Yes, I must be off. I thank you for your assistance, my friends. Safe journey until we meet again.
With a vague wave of his hand, he disappeared into the woods, whistling for his mount.
Now what? I said, now what was that all about?
Aahz exploded angrily. What, Aahz?
The big rush to get rid of him. As gullible as he was, I could have traded him out of his pants or anything else vaguely valuable he might have had on him. I specifically wanted to get my hands on that charm.
Basically, I wanted to see him on his way before he caught on in the floor and your little tail.
What? The son-nephew slip? He wouldn't have.
No, the other thing.
What other thing?
I sighed. Look, he saw through your disguise because that pendant lets him see through spells, right?
Right. And I explained it away, saying I was the victim of a demon's curse.
That changed your appearance with a spell. But if he could see through spells, he should be able to see through that spell to see you as a normal man, right?
Maybe we're better be on our way now that we know where Istvan is.
But I was unwilling to let my little triumph go so easily. Tell me, Aahz, what would you do if we encountered a demon hunter as smart as me?
That's easy,
he smiled, patting the crossbow.
I'd kill him.
Think about it. I did.
Oh!
Well, things are hopping up. Do you think they'll find Istvan in the next episode? Are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? I'm loving it. I think it's awesome. It is an easy read, but I will be honest, I haven't slept in the past evening, but I did get lots of sleep the night before, so, more googly-moogly-eyed. As ever, my lovely beans, let me know how things are, please, in the comments or send me an email. If I haven't emailed you back, please forward it again, because it might have gone to spam, because that's how it do. I have checked my spam folders, but it looked to be empty, so, But I am changing over email servers as well, so. But I'll still keep my same email addresses, I think, for now. But I'll let you know if I change it. And yeah, a little bit tired right now, so I'm going to cut it here, and I hope that you are having a nice relaxing day. As ever, if you are too hot, hydrate, and stay in the shade in the middle of the day when the UV's at its strongest. And if you're too cold, wrap up warm in a snuggy human burrito. I know some people have been participating in that this week, which is awesome. And also, if you've got room for your kiddies and puppas, then that's awesome too. So, my lovely beans, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you listening, and you're just awesome. Well, it's not just about it. You are absolutely awesome, and I appreciate you. Stay safe. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and take it easy, Petal.